Welcome to another episode of GOV 101. I'm Jeff Noles.
I'm Marcia Hampton.
And today we're here to talk about tourism.
That's right. We're in the Welcome Center.
Downtown
Did I already say
Douglasville. We're in the Welcome Center and gift shop. What's the address?
6694 Broad Street.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of GOV 101, where we're going to tell you pretty much everything you need to know about tourism in the city of Douglasville.
Yes, that's right. All right. Hi, welcome to GOV 101. I'm Marcia Hampton.
And I'm Jeff Noles.
And we're here today with our first interviewee, who's Randy Miles. She's our sales manager with the Convention and Visitors Bureau here in Douglasville. So Randy, tell us a little bit about what you do with the CVB.
Sure. My main goal is to increase tourism in Douglasville. I work with a lot of the hotels and go out and visit and try to just bring tourism into Douglasville.
All right. And I hear that you have some exciting projects coming on board, like Tourism Day at the Capitol.
On January 26th, the state of Georgia is hosting Tourism Day at the Capitol, where the 9 regions of Georgia are going to come together and represent tourism in Georgia, just to kind of showcase everything that tourism brings to Georgia.
Okay. Who are some of the people that are going to be at this this event?
We are going to have, like I said, all 9 regions of Georgia, which make up all the different counties in Georgia. They're going to be the legislators. The governor's going to be there. So it's kind of a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And what are some of the other things that you have coming forth for the rest of the year? We
have coming up on February 6th is Georgia Motor Coach Operators Association. They're doing their legislative day at the Capitol. So we'll go around, we'll have Douglasville have presence there, and we'll walk around and meet all of our legislators and just let them know the importance of group travel in Georgia.
Yeah.
Why such a focus on travel and tourism? You've talked about a little bit about legislature being involved, the governor being involved. Sounds like it's a pretty big deal in Georgia.
Tourism is the second leading industry in Georgia. The total economic impact is over $34 billion a year.
Wow.
Wow.
What's Marcia, what's number one?
I'm not going to say what came to mind. What's number one, Jeff? You know.
Agriculture.
Wow. Good. I should have known that.
$56 billion, I think. Okay.
Yeah. So those are big numbers. Number two. So what does that mean locally here in Douglasville?
That's $34 billion. That's a lot of money. It's spread across, I guess, all over the state of Georgia, but we get, I'm sure we get our small part of that $34 billion. So, I mean, with that money, I guess, comes through hotel stays,
hotel motel tax,
hotel motel tax, and not only here in Douglasville, but I'm sure it allows for the events that go on across the state of Georgia to occur.
It does. It funds a lot of the Convention and Visitors Bureau, which in turn put on a lot of the events that go on in Georgia. Yeah.
We've got the Dogwood Festival downtown. We have a very important one. It's what is that festival we do here in the city of Douglasville? The Hydrangea Festival. The Hydrangea. I didn't forget the Hydrangea Festival. I'd never forget the Hydrangea Festival. We put on the Hydrangea Festival and a number of other events in the downtown area and throughout the city of Douglasville that get funding primarily through these tourism type of events.
Yeah, definitely. And people are surprised at the number of hotel rooms that we have in Douglasville. And how many do we have now?
We have over 1,800 hotel rooms, and we're about to have another one in September, another hotel.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
A lot of places to stay in Douglasville and a lot of things to do.
Right.
All right. Well, thanks for being our guest.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And we'll be back in just a moment.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is my teenage friend Fred.
Rad! Hey, pal, you want to pay attention to the road?
Relax, man, I got it.
Look, my man, if your bad driving gets me killed, you better hope you die too, or I will haunt you silly. And I'm not just going to float over your bed like, woo! I'm going to be making a more annoying noise, like, ah! And instead of wearing those long white robes, I think I'll wear something more form-fitting and upsetting. The other ghosts will look and be like, wow, we've never seen that before.
We're back with Kimberly Weaver, also of the same general department under Marcia's direction.
Don't know her title, do you?
No, I don't. I know she works in the CVB Visitors Bureau, Convention and Visitors Bureau, Conference Center stuff, and tourism. Tourism is the most important component of what we're talking about today.
Doesn't matter what her title is.
Kimberly has a title. I'm not sure what it is. It's
guess. Come on, guess. Special projects manager.
I knew that.
Okay.
I knew that. Kimberly focuses on the part of tourism that a lot of people don't necessarily associate with tourism. Am I right? And that's
One aspect of it, yes.
one aspect is the business component. Something that's kind of intriguing because tourism is broken into two distinctly different components. That'd be the leisure side of tourism, which we all probably consider to be the most important, but then
Hopefully so.
probably a lot of money is still brought in on the business side of that too. So
Exactly.
can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, us being a suburb of Atlanta, being a major metropolitan area, we get a lot of business travel out here. And what people don't realize is when people come to town for business, they also visit our local restaurants and shops and attend some of our events on the plaza. So they are giving money into our economy. So it is a resource we want to tap into to bring some more economic stimulus to our city.
Do we know what component of the $34 billion is associated with business as opposed to leisure?
I don't. I do not know that. I'm sure it's somewhere, but I do not know that.
Like 50-50?
Probably not. More tourism is calculated on leisure travel, but like I said, since we're outside of a major metropolitan area, we do get a lot of business tourism as well.
And speaking of business, the City of Douglasville does do a lot of business conventions, and I know that we have had one in the past, and then we have a one coming up. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
We have the Georgia Society of Association Executives coming to do a luncheon in town. They represent the non-for-profit associations and their suppliers. So what we're hoping to do is bring them out here and showcase Douglasville and maybe get some of those associations interested in what we have to offer so they can hold their trade shows and events out here as well. They're going to be here in January, and it's a group of about 150 to 200 people. Okay. So it's a good group to get business from.
Well, I'm just thinking about that whole title. Can you tell us who might attend that so we can get a better idea of?
The person who would head up the Cancer Society, the president of that would attend it.
All right.
People who do anything like for any kind of diabetes research, leukemia research, there's all these organizations. It's their heads of those boards or associations.
In the state of Georgia or
in the state of Georgia.
Okay. All right.
And I know that we have another conference coming up, and it's with the Chamber of Commerce. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
It is, and this is a rather long name. It's the Georgia Association of Chamber of Commerce Executives, which is also known as GACCE. They're going to be here in March the 16th through the 18th, so it is a multi-day event, which is great for us, which means we're going to get some hotel night stays out of that, which is what we look for. These are Chamber of Commerce executives and their staff. They're having a staff clinic. And the conference center is going to host some of that as well as events on our plaza. So we hope to shine for those people as well so they can see what we have to offer.
Good deal.
So our chamber executive, Callie Boatwright, will be at this event?
Yes.
Yes, Callie will be at this event, and she is an officer with that board. I think she's serving as treasurer, which makes her in line to be president.
One day.
One day.
One day.
One day.
That's awesome.
Awesome. So anything else you have coming on board before the end of the year?
To have the Hydrangea Festival, which of course is a great event for everyone to attend. And we have a couple new events. One of them is the DDA, the Downtown Development Authority, is putting on a summer sampler and wine tour. It's going to visit some of the historic places in Douglasville, and there's going to be a place where you stop, of course, and you sample the wines. And it's going to be 3 days. It's going to be the end of July, the last weekend. And that will be posted on our website for people to find more information on.
And I hear they're getting Georgia wineries.
Yes.
So that's a huge deal.
Yes,
and that's a huge market in Georgia.
It's focused on the local wineries, so we're not going regional, we're going to the state wineries. So we do want to promote, again, how great Georgia is and then how great Douglasville is in Georgia. The next event that we're going to have that's new is the West Georgia Quad. It is a charity bike ride this year, and we hope to make it into a charity bike ride plus a sanctioned race next year as the event grows.
Will you be riding?
When is that? When?
October 23rd.
October the 23rd, yes. And I have seen the active.com sign up.
Yes.
So I've seen the registration on active.com.
Will you have a competition for slow riders? Like people who want to get on the bike with the big seat.
There's no competition.
Well, we hope to have a fun loop, like a family fun loop, so you can just do maybe 5 miles, and ride around.
About like a
whatever.
block?
5 miles is not very long on a bike.
You shouldn't get on a bike if you only want to ride a block.
Why not?
You just should.
I ride up and down my street in the cul-de-sac all the time.
You could probably get 5 miles in without knowing it.
It's a lot shorter on a bike than you think it is.
Yeah, it's absolutely a lot shorter. It takes about 10 minutes to do it. So
as long as I can have my nice seat,
Yeah.
comfy handlebars.
Yeah. Well, the West Georgia Quad, tell us a
Yes.
little bit about
Okay,
it, because
sorry.
it's more than just a name.
Yes, it's a charity bike ride, and we're going to help the Boys and Girls Club of Metro Atlanta, in particular their Douglasville chapter out here.
We're going to ride through.
We're going to ride through 4 counties, Harrelson, Douglasville, Paulding, and Carroll County. And so we hope to get those counties just as involved in it. It's going to be a regional type event, but we're going to host it ourselves. Some of those counties also have Boys and Girls Clubs of Metro Atlanta as well. So when the event grows, we hope to help them, because these clubs help our youth.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the charities that kind of gets forgotten about with all the diseases we fund and everything. So we hope we're able to give back to that cause, because these are people who are going to be running the city eventually.
Do you
want to
have
help
a
them.
financial goal to raise?
We would like to raise at least a minimum of $5,000 for them. The bike riders are going to be required to raise $50 per person to participate, and that's only about 100 riders, so we're really hoping to get that. We're hoping to get more, and I don't know, hopefully this event will really put Douglasville on the map as a bike riding event. So
How far is this bike ride?
it can go from a 35-mile loop, a 50-mile loop, and a 100-mile loop.
Won't be doing that.
Wow. That's how you, but that's the only way you get the full Quad County ride
Yes.
in, is to be able to do the 100 mile. It's just a tri-county loop if you do any of the others, but to get the full 100, you've got
I
to.
think everybody knows that you ride a bike.
You should try it. It's really not. You just take your time, pace yourself, go your own pace. You could do 100 miles, and you would be nonetheless physically fit doing it. I guess you'd be healthy. You'd be fine. You can do it.
Just drink lots of water
You drink
afterwards.
tons of water while you're doing it. It's important. We'll have another GOV 101 about what you should be doing on the Century ride for the West Georgia Quad.
I don't think I'm made for a bike.
Sure you are.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's made for a bike. They make bikes for people. So.
Okay. All right. Well, anything else?
We do have one more feature that's coming into our Christmas holiday weekend. We're going to be adding a Christmas parade. So we hope that the county gets more involved in that, and it's going to take place on Friday evening. So it should be something fun for everybody to attend, and we're also going to have a breakfast with Santa for the children the next morning. So it's going to be a more weekend-long event, but still family-oriented.
Got a lot of stuff going on.
Yes.
Yeah,
Busy year.
Well, I hear all of these great things, and I know the answer to this, but I want to ask it anyway so that our viewers know. There's a ton of parking in downtown Douglasville, not just across from City Hall. So where does everybody need to park for these events?
Well, I would say the first primary spot to park would be in the city parking lot. If that is no longer available, we do have on-street parking. That's always available. We do have 2 additional city parking lots. One that's behind Dr. Robinson's office, if you know where that is, right on the corner of Price and Church, right next to the square. We also have a city parking lot behind, it's Uptown Dental now, right on Campbellton Street. It's a small parking lot. And Regions Bank, the Chamber of Commerce, and several of our downtown businesses have been very good about allowing after-hours parking for all of our events. So we have a friendly downtown.
With plenty of parking.
Yes.
It's,
As
you don't
always.
always have to park right in the city parking lot directly across the street from City Hall.
Now, and as far as tourism, which I think is great, we offer free parking.
Absolutely.
Can't always go everywhere and get free parking.
Yeah.
So, all right, Kimberly, anything else that we need to know? Apparently the year is already booked out. There's a ton of stuff that we have
There is.
coming up, so I think that's great.
Those are the main major events going on, but anyone can visit our website, visit douglasville.com at any time for event information and see what's going on. Maybe there's something going on this next weekend or next weekend and you want to find out. We just ask that you go to our website and look it up.
Great.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What you looking at? Sorry.
I'm looking at the official guide to tourism in the city of Douglasville.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Are you getting guided toward tourism?
no, but this is, I believe, what we're going to give out to all the people who come and visit or who have the potential to come and visit the city of Douglasville and contribute to those tourism dollars that we've spoken about earlier in this program.
And where'd you get it?
Jamie Fritter, our next guest, gave it to me. She is our advertising and promotions manager.
Almost.
Promotions and advertising manager. And I only know that because we've already filmed this 3 times.
And shows you the level of our talent.
And we went through this, and it's not to our fault that we've had to film this 3 times. We had a customer, we had a train, we had our film crew visible in a mirror. So
the level of our talent. Nothing wrong with the film crew. Oops.
Our skills are above board today. So
yes, they are. And we've been told that we're taking a long time, and because I came in late.
Yeah, you were like 30 minutes late today to film, and you picked the time. So we're here with I digress. I love that commercial too, FedEx commercial.
You know which one I don't like? I don't like that one with that clown. He keeps getting closer and closer.
Oh, that's freaky.
Ooh, that thing is just not right.
That's a United States Postal Service commercial.
Yeah, something's not right with that. Are we going to be using the United States Postal Service for this?
No.
Okay, good, because I don't want a clown to show up.
Commercial with the little clown figurine. It's
it's not right.
It's classic.
Okay, Jamie, let's talk about what you did to make this happen.
Well, the Official Guide to Tourism in Douglasville, it is a great resourceful tool that will be given out to visitors, anybody staying in hotels, anybody coming into the Welcome Center, and also other tourism attractions here in Douglasville. We'll give them all out. Anyone that's interested in coming to us for facility rentals, family reunions, weddings, this is kind of like an all-inclusive package that we'll be able to give to them.
Okay, and they will be available, as you said, online?
Online.
Okay, and if somebody calls and they do want to get it mailed to them, will we be able to do that as well?
Yes, we will.
All right, good deal.
So what all is in here?
Well, we have, it's for 2010.
I did read the whole thing twice now.
So we'll have a calendar of events. It describes like our Main Street program. It goes into all of our shopping and all of our restaurants in the historic downtown area, but also gives you things to do, as well as it'll have our new Parks and Recs. If you go to the Parks and Rec section, you'll see the new map that will be opening later in 2010. I was able to get that from the Parks and Recs department.
Wow, very good. That's exciting. I hadn't actually seen that.
Yours.
I don't think I did.
We've had this in committee like 52 times.
Really?
You've seen this picture.
Okay.
A 16,000 square foot community center built at the Hunter Park on Gurley Road.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Between the road and the lake.
Okay, I have seen that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it like that.
In this book. It's the first time you've seen this book.
Right. Now, and when will these become available?
They'll actually become available at the end of January.
Okay.
The calendar starts in February and runs to December. So no one will miss any of the events that have happened in January.
Okay, very good. Now, what are some of the other things that you work on for the CBB and for the city?
Well, I do a lot of the advertising, a lot of the graphic design for the community development, and also as well as the Welcome Center and the Conference Center. I also work on the website, visit Douglasville.com, and I also do Georgia Highway 92 and all the social media for the City of Douglasville.
Okay.
Can we have Doug on the show? I hear there's an avatar on this visit Douglasville.com.
Yeah, I can definitely probably work with the film crew to see if we can get an avatar to come up on screen. Doug is actually an avatar that I've worked with CGI Communications, and they have developed 10 questions. Visitors can go to our website, click on the question, and it's a live person. He will answer your question and also and interact with you.
Stay tuned for Gov 101 with Doug.
Thank you for visiting the Douglasville Convention and Visitors
We're going to ask him 10
website.
questions because that's all we can ask him. But he's going to answer the questions.
So, what if I have question number 11?
You can definitely call us and we'll answer the question for you.
Okay, just making certain.
Doug will
definitely.
answer.
And so Doug will show up.
Doug will show up.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Maybe.
So anything else up and coming, Jamie, that you are producing for the city that we can look for? Something, maybe new on the website, new ads?
Well, definitely the tourism guide will be available on the website, and it will all be linked, so you can click on links on the page, on the PDF that will show you to other sites and everything like that. But we're also doing community videos and photos that will be on the website in the next month or so.
And if anybody's interested, one last time, on any of our events, they can follow you via...
They can follow me via Twitter, on Facebook, MySpace, and Blogspot. They can just go to Visit Douglasville, and the link's right there. Or you can just get an email from me, and they're all there as well.
Great. Sounds like we're hooked up in the social media world.
Sounds like it. What's next?
Well, this entire episode's been filmed in the gift shop, so I think we're going to move on and talk to somebody about the gift shop here shortly.
The shop.
Thanks for joining us,
You're
Jamie.
welcome. Thank you for having
appreciate
me.
you coming on.
Thank you. All right.
Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle, King of the Apes, father of boy. He knows what it takes to be a dad. You go for a ride, you take a swim, you hang out. All it takes is time. Hey, it doesn't take a hero, but it takes a man to be a dad.
Welcome back.
Okay, we're back.
As I said before, we're here in the gift shop and welcome center for the City of Douglasville. And our next guest to talk to is Miss Joycey Wren.
Joycey, how are you?
I'm doing fine, and y'all?
We're doing well.
Good.
So what's going on in the Welcome Center today?
Well, I've got the pleasure of entertaining y'all today.
You sure it's a pleasure? It could be a nightmare.
It is, it really is. We here at the Welcome Center, we're making ourselves available for our residents that come by and for our visitors from out of town that comes by. And then, of course, people like you and Jeff.
We appreciate that.
This is our set for today. We're off our normal set, and we're here disrupting their business, I believe. They've had a couple customers come in and immediately turn right back around, and we had to go pull them back in, hopefully try to get them back in here. But yeah, it's been a pleasure being over here, seeing all the really nice things that not only represent the City of Douglasville, but are great keepsake kind of items that y'all have here in the gift shop.
I used to work in here, but it's changed a lot since I was last in here. So what do you guys do on a daily basis, and when the customers come in, what are they looking for?
Well, it depends. We may have somebody that's coming in looking. They'll just pass by. They're not sure what we are. And they'll walk in and they'll say, "Oh, I didn't know you had this in here." And then some of the residents are familiar that it's been the Welcome Center for like the last 10 years. The CBB was here. And this morning I had a gentleman to come by and he said, "Do we have a shoe repair shop down here?"
Wow.
And I was able to give him directions up the street past Gumbo's.
I remember when I worked in here, it was shocking, the questions we would get. People didn't believe some of the calls and questions that people would call for the Welcome Center. So what's one of the strangest questions you've gotten?
Well, I've gotten lots of strange ones, and believe me, I was shocked too. You know, it was like I would have never thought about calling the Welcome Center and asked, for that information. I've had people to call and want to know what time they could come up and pay their fine, how much their fine was for a certain offense, where they would do community service work.
All sorts of calls. About how many visitors you think you guys see a year, you think?
I think it varies probably. We probably have several thousand that come through.
Yeah, I think
you probably get the figures.
Yeah, I think the last year that I was here, we got about 2,000. So I would hope that since then,
we get more than that.
Yeah,
now.
we've opened up the extra 2 days, that we've increased that number. So that's a significant amount. People may not know that.
What's the strangest question you said you asked Miss Wren? What's the strangest question? What's the strangest question you ever had?
The strangest question. And it's typically generated around when we have special events, because the Welcome Center is one of those places where people do call to get information on any of the special events. And I would say the strangest question was, when was the city going to host Halloween?
Host Halloween.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So, we didn't think that we were necessarily the authority on on holidays or Halloween or whatever, but they were seriously concerned as to when we were going to host it. And at first I thought the question was maybe when were we going to have a festival or what time that festival was going to start, but they actually were interested in what time the city was going to officially start Halloween.
That was when the 31st was on a Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I can see that question being asked, maybe not necessarily from the Welcome Center, but I can see that question.
And the Welcome Center, I know, has also been a place for, we do, not just even in Douglasville, but a lot of questions for places all over the state. And you do carry information for...
Yes, we carry brochures of different areas in the state. We don't carry brochures of other states. We don't have the space for that. But we try to provide information, for the mountains, the coastal area, South Georgia, Middle Georgia. If our residents are planning a vacation, and now this past year we've had several to come in, quite a few that are planning day trips now. So we have information and brochures, like if someone wants to drive to Dahlonega for the day, so we have that information available for them.
So Jeff, when you're doing your bike
Staycationing.
trips, yes, staycationing. I know
Exactly.
you didn't like that word.
I did. Well, you never even knew what that word was until last year when the CVB staff told me about staycationing,
Yes.
and I said, "Do what?" But it is a great. It's something I grew up doing. Just didn't know there was a word for it. It's going on these day trips, and,
Yes.
but staying close enough to home that you do sleep in your own bed, which it's always a pleasure as opposed to a hotel or motel if it's not in the nicest of places.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So what else do you guys provide? I see you have 2 periodicals
Yes,
that you're holding.
if someone is visiting or if they're moving into the area, we have the Douglasville Parks and Recreation Guide that tells about our parks that we provide, and then we have the Douglas County Dining Guide to give them information about the local dining opportunities. At times we have, when our visitors from out of town come in, we have some of the brochures over here as far as our local hotels and some of the restaurants, their menus, and then they want to know what they can do. We have West Pines, the golf course, Sweetwater State Park, or they'll want to know about neighboring communities as well, and so we provide information and try to answer as many questions as we can. Sometimes we'll have people just come in and say, "Tell me about the city." Is this the historical part? And then and we're grateful that more people are coming across I-20, and not staying just down at the mall area. But we do have people that come in that don't know about the mall, and so we share that information as well.
And we do have signs off the interstate that say "Welcome Center this way."
Yes.
I know there's one at 2 exits. Do we have one? Are all 3 exits covered?
No, it's just the 2 exits.
We do have 2 exits that will direct you to the Welcome Center. And for those who don't know where it's at, Marcia, can you tell me?
It's at 6694 Broad Street.
Broad Street. It's right off the plaza.
Highway 78.
Find the fountain. You
Yes.
can find the Welcome Center.
Right next door to Fabiano's, if folks know where that restaurant is. Right next door, right off the plaza, in the old bank building. So we're right on the corner, so in a prominent spot, definitely. And one other component of the Welcome Center, I see their items on display. I see their watches, candy, and jewelry. So what's the emphasis on providing things for people to buy? Are these all things from Georgia, or are they just things of interest that somebody would come in the Welcome Center to purchase?
So what we do provide things that are made here in the state and locally in Douglasville, but we can't provide everything.
Right.
All of our items are not made within the state. We're a welcome center with a gift shop with some signature Douglasville items, for instance, like our T-shirt. We've designed this past year our city throw with our city seal on it, and then we carry the cookbook that have local recipes from residents and some of the downtown restaurants.
I have a recipe in the cookbook.
So do I.
I do not.
Joyce does too.
Nobody asked me. That's what it was.
I found that it makes a great gift. We have, for instance, Savannah and Jimmy and I went and visited them last year and stayed a few days. And so, as her being my host, I took her a gift of the cookbook, and she really appreciated it. Plus, it told her a little bit about the city that we were from.
Absolutely.
Very nice.
Well, thanks for being with us today.
We'll come back.
Thank you. We will, and we're going to we'll wrap this episode of Gov 101 up. Thanks for being with us today, and we'll be back next time with another episode of Gov 101. I'm Jeff Noles.
I'm Marcia Hampton, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Thank you.